ABC are in the driver's seat as Nixie is going to close this. I can't believe this. Rogum is still defiantly keeping Walla alive, but finally Serenity connects and ABC clean sweep the finals.
ABC serves up the high 4-0. Give it up for the new champions of the world.
It felt amazing. Like we were just screaming, all of us, and we were just, I don't know, it was amazing.
The best team in the world and our champions of the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship 2017.
I don't know, I can't realize it that we won. I can't believe it still. I've been playing this game for 10 years, so now it's just the best achievement. I can't even explain it. I'm like in a dream.
We gave the American teams a warm welcome to EU. We beat all of them, we threw all of them out of the competition, and Grand Finals 4-0 feels good, and now we are the Grand Champions.
Well, in this Gladiator Summit, we know the story. It's all done. We just wrapped up here at BlizzCon. We know that ABC has taken the championship, and we've seen every other team that they've beaten, you know, fall. So the storyline has played out, and now we get to sort of take a look at how it all happened.
The ABC story began in Kiev, Ukraine 1 year ago. Team ABC, with Alec, Nixie, and Asgarath, were competing for a spot at BlizzCon 2016.
Last year, it was a stressful year. I was in the middle of writing my master's thesis, which in Germany, especially for physics, is a lengthy process. And even with these circumstances, we went to regionals and we did very well. We missed the qualification to BlizzCon by 1 match. I wanted to quit after that, but my team wanted me to stay.
So after we lost in Kiev, I was on the train back. I typed in some WhatsApp chat that I really want to go again, because I think if we put some more effort into it, and with the experience we got from Kiev, I really thought we could do something.
Alec decided to return for one more season, but Team ABC was struggling during qualifying. It was time for a roster swap.
The newest addition is Kara. Kara plays Red Paladin.
I'm going to nothing, no cities.
And Kara came back to the game shortly after we lost in Kiev at last regionals. And he brings so much to the team.
I think what makes him so good is able to play a lot of different classes at a high level. He also has a lot of LAN experience, like he's been to BlizzCon finals, he won regionals.
But will Venruki maybe just be able to solo Kara
Capacitor
right here?
totem onto Kara right now as he is stunned. Big heal on to Kara.
I care a lot of what people think about me in game. I spent so many hours to get good first, and then, yeah, I always try to do my best.
Asgarath is basically the guy who I originally made a team with. Anything he picks up, he's very skillful and he manages to be the best. For example, he picked up playing CS, and basically over a couple of months he became global elite. He's a happy guy, but maybe not the most disciplined.
Asgarath is our healer. He's really good mechanically. He's really passionate. He always tries his best.
Nixie is our damage guy. He's the one that plays all the melees.
I've never seen the man be angry. Even after defeat, he's just staying positive, and he brings ideas, and he's really valuable as a friend and as a teammate.
But Alec, as the team captain, the one who thought about walking away, is the fire and undisputed leader of Team ABC.
Basically, any game I play the optimal way. So when I play cards, I count the cards, I make the probabilities. And in poker, I know how far to go, I know how much the pot is worth and what the probabilities are of me losing or winning. And when I played Warhammer with my friends, I wasn't into fancy painting and making my hero personalized. I was like, this is the best army, it's the highest win rate, and I'm gonna crush my friends with it. I basically never lost.
But Alec and Team ABC would need to get out of the EU, the most stacked region in WoW esports.
ABC's ability to be very versatile and adapt is something that they've always had on their roster. This year in particular, they really wanted to diversify. In the past, they focused only on maybe 1-2 compositions. This year we've seen them play 6, 7, 8. It can be difficult because they have so many comps. They have to actually figure out what they want to play. They eventually figured out that answer that they needed.
Redemption and a scroll to BlizzCon came with a match against Enjoy Legion.
Yeah, we're going to BlizzCon, and for me that was always a dream. That's why I came back to competing.
Opening week at BlizzCon brought 12 teams, including ABC, to Burbank, California. Every continent was represented, but it was Europe with the most interesting storyline. Could Method Triforce win a third consecutive title? Alec and ABC were being taken lightly despite battling Method Triforce to a 7th game and losing in the European Grand Finals.
Sneaky Snakes, they have some tricks up their sleeves, but they're going to be playing against one of the fiercest teams in this entire competition. It's going to be ABC.
What really stood out to me about opening week was ABC versus Sneaky Snakes.
Nice. Prideful. Are you dead? I have nothing. Are you dead? Let me know if you're dead.
Where Sneaky Snakes took them down to the wire and actually ended up winning.
Everybody is dying, and Sneaky Snakes are looking to close this as Kara goes down. Sneaky Snakes will advance through the group stage.
The first 2 games we won kind of decisively. In the 5th game, we picked the right comp and we beat them.
I'm absolutely blown away that this is such a strong team, and to go down in their first series of the day.
And then we came to the US, we were super prepared, and we played well together as a team. But then we lost the opening game, actually, and we didn't expect to. So on Monday we already played our first series and the second one, and we already overcame elimination. So today we only had to finish the 3rd game like every other team.
Foxy crossing the map, SSDS Amni following suit.
ABC had a pretty interesting day 1. They had to wait all day long to find out who they were going to play, and it ended up being the team that beat them in opening week, Sneaky Snakes.
And looking to claim an early kill as Sneaky Snakes penetrate the defense of the meta, taking the first game 1-0.
Sneaky Snakes at opening week took a convincing win against ABC, but ABC didn't prepare the compositions that Sneaky Snakes were expecting.
Alec, but with Temporal Shield, well timed right here by Alec.
And specifically that includes the Arcane Mage that Alec played here on the first day of BlizzCon.
Tons of damage, Amni into the full poly, but Alec is the one who is low. That Dark Archangel isn't doing enough healing. Asgaroth is struggling, but SSDS is low as well, goes down first. ABC, with an aggressive all-in talent build, claims victory.
He created a situation where he was always safe, and it became very difficult for Sneaky Snakes to hold him down, pin him in place, and find a kill.
Foxy in a 3v2, can SSDS save him? He silences Alec. Foxy runs away, but he's too far from Amni. Amni still sitting through crowd control, and EU strikes back.
ABC has done it after their shortcoming last year. They are back in the driver's seat.
I did not want to be eliminated, not against the same team twice. We want to show that we can beat other teams and be a good team.
Day 2 started off with pretty much the 2 favorites, one of them being Method Triforce from EU. They had gotten a bye in the first round, along with Method Synergy, a favorite from NA, and then Rockets Esports and Panda Global, which left ABC and Splice to battle it out.
We will be getting into this game 1 between Splice and ABC.
Asgroth moves in for the final play.
Man, as Thugonomics is going to get really low, tries to blade dance the stun, but they're going to swap it onto Novos instead. And Thugonomics goes down.
ABC versus Splice was a matchup that I feel like Splice, coming into it, probably had a little bit of an advantage, and just in terms of the way they had been playing.
Earthen Shield Totem is available. He needs to get that down before the kidney shot drops the healing tide.
They're going to go for it right now as Novos does get launched. Oh no, the missiles are going to come crashing in.
And Splice is going to go down. ABC ABC claiming game number 2.
ABC sort of brought something special to this tournament. They were winning, and they're winning quietly. But that surprised Splice, who came in confident and kind of just puttered out.
Can Chun-Li force it by himself? Asgraf denies it with a well-placed bash. In desperation to keep his team alive, a full blind lands, and with that crowd control, ABC securing themselves a spot in the semifinals.
I was surprised that it was a 3-0. I was expecting Splice to put up more of a fight than they did. Splice were completely emotionally defeated, and then it just didn't work out for them.
Well, the time for guessing is over. Let's see what these teams have. It's time for ABC versus Method Synergy.
When I saw the matchup of Method Synergy versus ABC, in my heart, I was really rooting for Method Synergy, and that's probably not a big surprise, right? I'm from NA, right? I want to see an NA versus NA finals.
Big damage on Hunter, yeah? A lot of pressure over on Alec though, but we see so much damage. Alec blocks on 5%.
Touch-up death has been committed. Alec in so much trouble. Bloodhound Silence comes in. Method Synergy ties it up.
Method Synergy is coming in as the #1 team from NA. They're very strong. ABC is a team that lost early on to Sneaky Snakes in opening week, so they're good, but are they gonna beat Method Synergy good?
Method Synergy gonna be pushing in once again, looking for that initial damage over onto Alec. Nixie getting knocked out of South Garot over on Nicolo.
Method Synergy versus ABC was an extremely close matchup.
This is a good start for ABC. They didn't overlap the temporal shield.
It went down to a 2-2 tie. ABC was in the driver's seat in that one.
That was perfect timing from Nixie. The kidney shot forcing Mez back when Method wanted to get offensive. Now
Nixie got the job done, and Asgrath kept his mana up and kept Alec up, and they got the win.
Trouble right now. That's a full kidney shot. He trinkets out of that right away. He has the ascendance on his healing. It's going to be empowered. Mez trying to create some pressure over onto Alec right now. Oh, having to drop that spearwing totem, but it's getting killed off right away. Alec channeling the arcane missiles imprisonment onto Nixie. The only thing keeping Colo alive needs to be able to fake cast his kick, but Nixie's all over him. Again, he eventually goes down.
ABC have done it. There will be a European in the grand final of BlizzCon 2017. I'm so happy for these guys.
Method Synergy, they adapted, they saw the games, they knew they had to play different. They caught us off guard and they almost closed it out.
They were a similar team to Splice, so we thought if we win Splice, we win them as well. We were surprised, they were better than we expected, and they were playing really well on the stage.
Hello and welcome back to the World of Warcraft Arena World Championship Grand Finals. We have ABC. Give it up for him all the way from EU. Absolutely awesome game so far. Show him some love.
ABC is a weird team. I mean, they've got a whole lot of different components that sort of come together and form something that I feel like just sort of bloomed in the environment of a live tournament, honestly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the grand finals at BlizzCon. We're about to deem a new champion.
Because they have Alec, who is the mastermind, we like to call him.
Rumcup gets locked down, and Alec is looking to secure the game.
Nixie is somebody who can multi-class really, really well.
All right, we can see Nixie pulling the trigger. Dark Angel pop, tons of damage, huge pressure, one shot, one kill. ABC up 3-0 in this series.
Kara, as time goes on, sort of became, part of the moral support, someone who we talked about earlier in Gladiator Summit, had the experience and knew how to keep his team composed on stage.
That's a full trap onto Asgrath. He trinkets out of that, realizing they could be in trouble, wants to stay ahead.
And then, of course, they had some really strong heals from Asgarath, who was able to play mostly Resto Druid, and that's what they needed.
You can dethrone the king, but you cannot cause Europe to fall. They are the best region in the world, and they do it perfectly in one of the most convincing BlizzCons we have ever seen.
I think ABC are just as good of a BlizzCon champion as anybody. They put in the work, they had the right compositions, they played really well, they worked together as a team, and they won. I feel like they finally could show some of that emotion that they had been holding in. I feel like this is a team that had been really, really close before, and it was kind of snatched away from them. But when they finally won, I mean, they were emotional, and you could tell.
Now the biggest question, will Alec return to defend the title?
I haven't actually decided on these plans. I know that Blizzard has interest in WoW, and it's good to see, and it gives me confidence. On the other hand, I just finished my university degree, and I do feel like I could use my skills otherwise.
In one of his post-game interviews, I was asking him, what was that like to nearly walk away? And he was like, well, I was in school, I'm a grown-ass man, was his quote. He needed to feel like he needed to get a job.
I just have to decide what to do with my life, but WoW is definitely fun and it's great to be here.
I don't know, I feel like Alec is the kind of player that would be great for the World of Warcraft scene. He's a smart guy, he's a good player, speaks well, plays well. What's not to love?